What up, what up? Say so, G. Back with another topic, back with another video. So the title of this video is going to be McDonald's will not hire you, Gen X. So we can talk about it. So admin notes, thanks again to all the subscribers that subscribe to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing the videos out to give you leverage to better sales. Also, I have TikTok back up now. Actually, it's a brand new TikTok for my for my channel. So go ahead and follow me on TikTok. The TikTok name is AceDoG. So let's get into it. So why do I say that McDonald's will not hire you, Gen X? So I'm really catering this to Gen X. I guess older millennials can fall into this category as well because we kind of like in the same boat. I'm a very late Gen Xer. Had I been born a couple years later, I'd have been a millennial. And then the older millennials, the ones that were born in 1980 to probably 83, roughly, kind of can fit in the same kind of category, right? So with all these folks losing jobs last year and this year, 2026, the job market is getting desperate, man. It really is. So it's been like this for a while now. I said before in another video previously, I think I made a video yesterday about it, where I have a person I know that is really frustrated when it comes to trying to find a job and nobody's hiring him. And he has, like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it has like 9 different industrial certifications when it comes to IT. And these industry certs he has, they're not easy to get. Like one cert I know for a fact costs him like $2 grand to get. Now, I think he got it while he was in the military, so the Army, well, the military in general, they normally will pay for the first voucher that you get when you go down there to take the test. And knowing him, I'm pretty sure he passed the first try. He might have not passed the first, what do you call it, CCNA test, because it seemed like he was kind of like, you know, not really all that invested in CCNA, but all them other ones, I can almost bet a paycheck that he probably passed him on the first try. These industry certs are not easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to what's called a SANS course, SANS. I forget what the acronym stands for, but you know, those are not cheap, man. The course itself is not cheap. When you go to a CompTIA course, those are not cheap. When I went to get my certified ethical hacker cert back in 2014, that was ran by a company called EC Council. That class wasn't cheap, and the test that I had to take to pass the cert was not cheap, right? So, you know, you got a person that has a huge skill set that's very valuable to a company, very valuable. But the job market is not favoring these folks, man. It just isn't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the facts. You know, they're not favoring these folks, man. They're just not. So, in saying that, you know, you can have a skill set better than his, and it's not going to guarantee you work. Now, a couple years ago, yeah, actually a couple years ago, he'd have got a job within like a week or so. That's almost guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Because companies would have been fighting over him to get him over on board. But in this market, no. Companies a lot of times right now, because of how the economy is and how AI is being integrated in a lot of things, a company would rather take the risk of just breaking up those duties of that one person to younger individuals that have somewhat of a skill set they can learn over time. Because, like I said before, the guy that I was talking about earlier, he gets paid too much when it comes to some of these jobs. You know what I'm saying? Now, honestly, I think he should have got paid more. Honestly, I ain't even gonna front about that because of his skill set. But companies are not willing to pay that much money anymore. They're just not. It's all about, you know, cutting costs. So in saying that, I've seen some folks get on mostly TikTok, some on Facebook and some on YouTube, but TikTok mainly. Folks kind of like in his category, complaining that they can't even get a janitorial job, or they can't get a Walmart greeter job, or they can't get a McDonald's flipping burgers job. You know what I'm saying? And respect all those jobs, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a job is a job. How you get your money, I don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to how you get your money. You know what I'm saying? You know, money is money, work is work. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that you got up in the morning to go and do that greeter job at Walmart, you know what I'm saying? That shows discipline. That shows you trying to get that bag. That shows you trying to be responsible for your financial position. So I have no issue with that. But these jobs not going to hire somebody with that skill set that I was talking about with the other guy to be a McDonald's worker. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because these folks are sitting here like, and I mean, these folks are intelligent, man, very intelligent. So I'm not exactly sure why they're even venting about this or ranting about this. You got a master's degree, sir. A master's degree, 9 certs, at least 20 years of experience in the IT field, and you expect a McDonald's hiring manager to hire you to flip a freaking burger in the back with teenagers, or or folks that just got out of jail and need a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a subset of people that don't have the education that you have, right? I'm not saying that they're more intelligent. I'm not saying you're more intelligent than them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, the skills that you have is way surpassing theirs. So that hiring manager, they're gonna look at you like, yeah, you're taking a space where somebody needs that job. You know what I'm saying? So that goes for a lot of these other jobs that I think a lot of these folks really feel like they should have, and they're like, why am I not getting this job? Like, honestly, like, at this point, you should never even entertain a job like that. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, it's probably not paying your bills. I don't care how frugal you think that you've been with your finances. You being a person making $250 a year roughly, right? Before taxes, going to be a McDonald's worker, like, how does that make sense? How does that equate to your financial position? It doesn't at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you get 3 McDonald's jobs. Doesn't matter. You still not gonna make still not gonna make enough money. You're just not. So I think a lot of folks don't they don't factor this in because it comes down to like a desperation thing. They're just frustrated. They can't get the job that they want or they need, so they're just throwing darts at a dartboard blindly, right? That's what I think it really comes down to. You know what I'm saying? They just putting their resume out there for anything. They're like, at this point, I need to have income, and that's an emotional response to whatever from fear and from uncertainty. They're like, I need to work. Like, it's been months. I don't got a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to do something, right? And the best way to mitigate that, whatever, take your skill set and start a business. You know what I'm saying? I understand you need income right now, and that's the reason why you probably that's the reason why you need a job right now, so you can go ahead and use that income to go towards a business. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, my personal opinion on his part, he'd be better off being a consultant. Honestly, he'll be better off building up his LinkedIn again, which he already has. Because most of the posts I've seen of his has been on LinkedIn. He should cater his LinkedIn to the point, like, he shouldn't say this on LinkedIn. I'm just saying, like, he should cater it to where this skill set is marketable, and I'm willing to consult folks to help them out with their business. You know what I'm saying? Instead of him trying to get a conventional job, or he should take the job that been offering him like $50K less than what he normally gets. I mean, $50K is a significant loss. I ain't gonna lie about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much money you making. You know what I'm saying? If you take a job that's $50K less than what you was making before, it's very few folks are gonna be able to mitigate their finances to cater to that, because we all say, folks that are financially literate, that you don't spend all your money. You know what I'm saying? You live below your means. You live below what you're making. But your average person not gonna be able to take a $50,000 pay cut. I'm just saying. Your average person is not gonna be able to take a 50 grand pay cut a year, because a lot of folks are not living below 50 grand of their money. They're just not. You know what I'm saying? That's not reality. But you can move around something. You can do something to mitigate that. You know what I'm saying? But I think personally, he should just take those offers that he's been getting, that's paying 50 grand less than what he was making before, and just build himself up and just pivot himself around the company to see if he can make more, right? But he refused. From what I see online, he refused to take those jobs. You know what I'm saying? But you're willing to go for a McDonald's job. I'm not saying he's doing that. I'm just saying, like, the average person that's doing this stuff with for the ranting, they feel like they deserve a certain job, but then they are willing to take a job that's that's not catering to their skill set because they need to work. This makes sense, man. This is past the common sense test. It just doesn't. So, I'm, like, once again, like I said in the other video, I'm not saying the folks shouldn't rant I know ranting gets views. Maybe this is scared of YouTube instead of trying to find a job. Who knows? But McDonald's, yo, shout out to McDonald's for giving folks jobs, man, and helping folks stay off the streets for real, for real. I got a friend of mine years ago. They had run into a homeless situation where she lost her home, and the only job they hired was McDonald's, and she wound up meeting a social worker in there. I think after a month of she working there, and to this day she has housing because of that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out McDonald's. They're saving lives for a long time now, but they shouldn't be saving his life of a person that's making $250 a year. You should not be trying to go for that job, sir or ma'am. You shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Use your skill set to create something for yourself, not to impede on jobs that are needed by other people. All right? So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I catch y'all next video. Say so G, signing out. I'm gone.